All right. Are we ready? Oh, wow. All the projects are up there, huh? Could we, someone just put them on the floor? They won't look. Oh, thanks, David. I wasn't going to ask. Welcome back. Day 2. Are you ready? No? Feel the music? All right. So, welcome back to the second day of our Inventathon at HCC. You guys okay? You're not feeling it? What's going on? He's feeling it. Love it. All right, you're tired. Why are you tired? Why are you tired? All that rocket making yesterday got you tired? Aren't you excited? We get to fly it today. You get to shoot it off. We're going to go back there in the cold because yesterday was summer and today's winter, right? Welcome to Houston. But we'll all get to be outside for at least a little bit, and then we'll get to fly off everyone's rockets. And just like in the Olympics, you get 3 attempts, right? And the score, the highest average wins. And then we've got some prizes on the table. So, are you looking forward to some of the prizes on the table that we'll give away? Yeah. Okay. And we may also have some gift cards for pizza for Marco's. They'll be all right. That's what we need. We need some Marco's pizza. That's what it is. All right. So guess what? For lunch today, Marco's is going to be providing the pizza for lunch today. But then we can give gift cards as well. But before all that, let's get back into the inspiration stage. Right? So yesterday you guys had an inspiration. You know, our Mr. Cooper, Don Cooper, he shared the rocket, the science behind how to get that rocket above Earth and to the moon, and how they were able to land humans on the moon and then also bring them back, right? So that was the inspiration of how you could apply math, physics, science towards getting people into space. Then all of you had the activity, right? So then once we got inspired, all of you were asked to go walk around and check out the different rooms. We had the Houston Robotics, we had the Fab Lab, and we had access to your workstations with your teachers to make stuff, right? So all of you hopefully developed 1 or 2 skills just by doing this stuff. If some of you had never used a hot glue gun before, well, you've just developed a new skill, and that could feed a new hobby, that could feed a new career, right? So I hope that you got inspired, you built or explored a new skill, and then all of you made rockets, right? That you also built a launcher for, and some of you were stomping on them. Where's my guy with the clown feet, the comedy, the clown feet guy? He's not here? You guys made that joke that he's got clown feet. Dude, that was you. Are you still wearing your bright, big shoes? No? They're not bright today? All right, that's fine. But all of you got a chance to then put it into action. You saw that some of the rockets flew only 5 feet, while others flew 30 feet, right? All of us had that. That's good. This team, you guys really took it out there, right? But you saw that our goal was to build this rocket, but the process, even though all of us had the same resources, right? You had the same amount of paper, same amount of hot glue gun, same amount of access to us as mentors and access to the Fab Lab, but then each one develops something different, right? And that was Don was talking about. We all had a goal in mind. The process didn't matter. As long as we kept experimenting and we kept developing something, we kept action in place. And that's what the Inventathon is all about. Inspired, right? You get inspired, you build a skill, and then you apply it towards an action. You do something about it. So today, we have our foundation. HCC has a foundation which is responsible for all scholarships that are given out to the students at our campuses. And some of you know that we have over 100,000 students at the college. And our foundation supports any student that has a financial need to pay for tuitions or books or what have you. The foundation's there to help you. So not only is he part of the foundation, but he also is an entrepreneur who's had successful businesses, and he's also our entrepreneur in residence at the college. So I'll let David also give a small, if he wants, a background to what he started. But the point in today's inspiration is, now that you've got something, you know the process. It's not about all space and rockets, but you know the process. Get inspired, have the skills, and then do something about it. David's going to talk about doing something about it. How do you pitch? How do you present your ideas? If you wanted to solve a problem, if you wanted to start a business, or just start an online YouTube channel, or start something, right? What's important? What should the presentation have? What should you be thinking about? That's our inspiration for today. It's really all about the pitch presentation. And I hope that you get inspired by him, that you realize the skill that you need, and then remember the Bold Ideas pitch competition that we shared. It's available to all of you, where you have up to $20,000. That's actual money that you have access to for pitching good ideas and solving problems for you, for your community, for whatever it is. We're looking for those innovators, thinkers, doers, and makers, right? So I hope that the action at the end of today is to check that competition out, check out what they're looking for, and then apply. And if you don't do anything about it, nothing will happen. But maybe if you apply, maybe you get selected, and you're asked to come present in front of judges. And just maybe, you're the one walking away with the top prize, and maybe you're the entrepreneur that David represents today. Okay? So with that, I want to thank you, Mr. Regenbaum, David Regenbaum, for making your Sunday available to us. We're very appreciative of you. And then let's kick this off into our inspiration for the day. Okay? Thank you, David.
Thank you, Ravi. I am an entrepreneur, as Ravi said. This morning, I cannot compete with rockets and rocket science and building rockets and all the excitement of putting a rocket in space. But my approach is, how do you pitch yourselves? How do you present yourselves to someone else? How do you present your idea to someone else? How do you apply for a job? How do you apply for anything in life? Every time that you go to someone and want to present yourself, you are pitching. So what we're talking about is the pitch. I came to this country from South Africa, where I was born. I was the first person in my family to go to college. I left South Africa in '79 and arrived here 40 years ago, 40 years and 10 days and 2 hours, and love this country. I came here and started a business. The business was one of the most unpopular type businesses in the country. What was it? Managing homeowners associations. There is nothing positive about managing homeowners associations. Everything about it is, my dogs are loose, the neighbor's dogs are loose, the neighbor's not taking care of their home. No one calls us and says they've taken care of their dog, the roof is not leaking, everything is great. Every call we get, and we managed 100,000 homes, was a negative call. So how do I pitch that from a sales point of view? How do I pitch that in a positive reaction? The way that we did it was, our company will enhance the value of your home. Our company will make your home better, more valuable. When you want to sell it, it'll be more valuable. So the whole concept of our pitch was how to increase the value of someone's home. That's what the focus is. Talk about a fireman. How do you think a fireman should pitch their job, their career? Any ideas? What do you think a fireman would say or should say to pitch what he does? Any ideas? If you were a fireman, what would you say? Save lives. Exactly. You're not putting out fires. You are saving lives. What is a career of a fireman? I save lives. And occasionally I put out a fire. But my main thrust is saving lives. That's the pitch. That's what attracts attention. That's what gets you going. So we'll be talking today about the pitch and how to go about creating your pitch in anything you do in life, whether it is saving lives, whether it is improving the value of the building, whether you apply for a job. Makes no difference. You learned skills yesterday. How do you pitch those skills in applying for a job? That's all part and parcel of what you do in life. You are constantly pitching yourself to someone else. You are constantly pitching yourself to a girlfriend, to a boyfriend, or that you love each other and you want to be together. It's constantly a pitch. So let's talk about pitch. So what is a pitch? A pitch is defined as a presentation, sometimes referred to as an elevator pitch. It is a short description of an idea, a product, or service designed to get a conversation started. It is not the conversation. It is the hook. It is the thing that gets you going into that conversation. It is the reason why someone wants to have a conversation with you. That's the purpose of the pitch. The pitch is not something that you make and walk away. The pitch is the front end of a conversation. It is something that you present, the idea, the product, the service. If you're going to if you're going to make take an idea and create a new product, how do you pitch that product? How do you pitch it to an investor who's going to put money in to help you build that project? How do you pitch it to someone who's going to buy that project? How do you pitch it to someone who wants to buy that project? Everything in life starts with a pitch. So let's look at what we'll be doing from a pitch. The 9 C's of making a pitch. It is concise. It must be crisp and clear. It mustn't be long, drawn-out discussion because people will lose interest. They will lose concentration. It is essential that it be very concise. What do? I save lives. That is a fireman's pitch. He's interested in saving lives, not in putting out fires. That's a subsidiary aspect of it. If he's on the emergency team, if he's an EMT, he is there to save lives. That's the pitch. That's what attracts the discussion and the attention. So whatever you do, you're looking at how do you make something concise, clear, and as in a few words as possible. How do you make it compelling? Compelling means how do you attract someone's interest? It's a product and you want to sell it to an investor, it's got to be compelling. It's got to be something that's interesting to that investor. How do you make it conceptual? The conceptual part of your investment, of your invention. All of this has to take into account. It must be concrete, solid, not some idea that is no basis. There is no foundation for it. It must be something that they can relate to from the conception point of view. It must be concrete, customized, consistent. You have to be consistent in your approach every time you make that pitch. So being consistent is important, and it must be conversational to create a conversation. I'm now going to show you a video of a pitch that this lady won the pitch competition and the prize money at Liftoff Houston.
It is a sale lifestyle. Nice round of applause.
Okay, I'm going to first start with a few questions. Who here likes to work out? Keep your hands raised. Fantastic. Who here sweats whether you work out or not? Okay, keep them up. And then who here does not like that funky smell that's associated when you sweat and you work out? I'm assuming every hand's going to go up. Fantastic. I'm going to put your hands down. The great news is most hands went up. You're going to love my presentation. Oh, good, it worked. My name is Megan Eddings. I'm the founder and CEO of Excel Lifestyle. With my passion for fitness and fashion and my background in chemistry, I've custom designed fabric and fitness apparel that does not smell. So the workout clothes today, we all know there are major, major problems going on. One of them is the smell that is just a byproduct of the sweat. What happens is the bacteria that we all have love synthetic fibers, and synthetic fibers are the most popular. Well, that didn't just come, yeah. Does that still work? Something just fell out of my clicker. Excuse me. Oh, it just, okay, it was just a cover. So, hopefully the clock will stop, just saying. Okay, cool, I'm back on track. All right, okay, here we are. So, basically, the bacteria that causes the smell actually lives in the fiber. So it lives in the fiber. Even some of the clothes you're wearing today in my jacket, you can't wash it out in a regular wash cycle. So some companies out there have what they call antimicrobial treatments. Well, the problem with that is those wash out in 5 to 20 washes, and then you're just stuck with that same fabric that collects that bacteria that causes the smell, and now you can't wash it out. And the fourth pillar of challenges, which is really important to me, we've all heard of sweatshops overseas. And any research you do, a lot of our apparel, whether it be fitness or regular, are made in sweatshops where there's child labor. People are not, treated fairly, paid accordingly, and so that's going to be one of my solutions for Excel Lifestyle. Solutions. I am using trade secret protective science embedded in the fabric. What this means is it does not wash out. There's no treatment that washes out. When it's in the fabric, and I've developed it myself. Since it's embedded in the fabric, when you actually now wash your clothes, they're clean. There's no bacteria to wash out or smell to wash out because it never even got in the fabric to begin with. And then fourth, being socially conscious. I'm a company of one right now. So to actually monitor, I visited every factory and mill that I'm working with. And from fiber to finished garment, everything is sourced and made here in the United States. Excel Lifestyle is the first socially conscious fitness apparel brand for people who sweat and don't like to smell. Market size. Okay, we all know people are wearing gym clothes everywhere. They're wearing gym clothes probably in some areas where they shouldn't be, but that's good for me. Excel Lifestyle, $44 billion were spent in the United States alone in 2016. 16% increase between 2015 and 2016, just in the US alone, and an estimated $200 billion being spent on workout clothes in 2020. So I'd like to think that I'm in a great market. Marketing strategy, I have this saying, if you don't have customers, you don't have a company. So I already have some local partnerships that I'm working on with places such as Define and Ride and Citizens Pilates and others. I have my goals set on quite other more, but that'll be in the future. Also, ambassadors. I'm going to have Excel Lifestyle ambassadors because my target market, the millennials, they want to wear what these, Soul Cycle, Rides, Citizens Pilates instructors are wearing. So those instructors, I'm going to put them in Excel Lifestyle. And then pop-up shops. Obviously my accent, I'm from the Northeast, so I have connections on New York City, Chicago, LA in terms of fitness and fashion. I'll be hosting pop-up shops with Excel Lifestyle and getting some nice workouts in as well. Sales channels. I'm going to start on ExcelLifestyle.com. I'm also going to expand into other e-commerce sites such as Juja Active, based out of New York City, and Carbon 38, based out of LA. And then crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is also awesome for marketing for your company, but also just to start generating money before you actually launch. And then partnerships with brick and mortar such as Neiman Marcus and Bloomingdale's. Sales plan. I could spend about an hour on this, but I got about 30 seconds, so here we go. I'm starting out with shirts. Shirts for men and women, fashionable styles where the fabric does not smell. However, full scale, I'm going to have a full fitness line apparel. I'm going to have yoga pants with an antimicrobial liner. I'm going to have sports bras that don't smell, sweatbands that don't smell, socks that don't smell, and I plan on being on sports teams too. Competitive analysis. All you need to know is this axis is antimicrobial, this axis is made in the USA. Focus on that logo in the top right-hand corner. That's my company, Excel Lifestyle. I am the only company that is truly sourced in the United States of America with fabric that does not smell, and I do not use a treatment that washes out. Business timeline. 2 weeks ago, I actually just finished my third round of sample fabric, and it's now going for testing. Testing is slated to be done second week in January, and planning on launching spring of next year. My name is Megan Eddings. I'm founder CEO of Excel Lifestyle. Workout clothes that don't smell. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Good job. 5 minutes.
Megan won the competition on that presentation. What do you think was her biggest attribute? Why do you think she won that competition?
She worked.
And whether you're applying for a job, there's a market for what you can bring to the table. There is a market what skills you have. So it's important that you show that you are marketable. She built credibility. Credibility means that she was truthful, that people felt that what she was saying was truthful and that she could sell them something that they wanted. She was realistic with her projections. She told them what the sales potential was for her clothing, and she was realistic about that. She practiced that many, many, many times. That presentation you saw there wasn't something that she walked up to the stage and just did. She practiced it. She videotaped herself. She practiced it to her family. She practiced it frequently and always. Her slides and her presentation were concise. Again, one of the C's. All of these factors, and finally, she dressed professionally. She looked the part. So all of those are factors in what it takes to do a presentation. So the first thing you ask yourself when you're doing your presentation is, am I credible? Do people believe me? How do I present myself so that people believe that what I'm saying is credible, that I am credible to them? And again, whether you're applying for a job, whether you're selling a product, whether you're looking for an investment in a product or invention that you created, you must be credible. If they don't believe you, you're not going to make that sale, you're not going to get that job. So it's important that you have that air of credibility, that you are credible. The other thing is, what problem are you solving? Every successful product solves a problem. Whether it is the iPhone, whether it is a computer, it's solving a problem. What problem does your invention, what problem do you as an individual solve? If I'm looking to employ you, why would I employ you as against someone else? What do you bring to the table? What do you present? as being your skill set that will make you the most successful candidate. So it's all about the problem solving and what solution you provide for me. The problem that you're solving is what you bring to the table. The solution is what I see in your product. So think about, before you walk into a presentation, think about what the person that you're presenting to wants. What is it that they want? If they're an investor, they want to make profits. If they're someone that's having difficulty in doing a presentation, this gadget will help them do that presentation. Instead of going to the computer, they can stand here and click and get the slides to move. So what is the solution, and what does the person that you're presenting to accept as the solution? And then finally, what's the market opportunity? How much of a market is there for your product? All of these factors, Megan did incredibly well, and that's why she won that competition. So again, looking at the competition, that's what you need. You need to know your product or service. Don't guess. Don't say, I'm about, or maybe I can. Be confident. Be concise. Know what product you're presenting. Know your product forwards, backwards, sideways, in every single way. There should be no question that can be asked that you don't have a crisp, clear answer to. So knowing your product, knowing your service is absolutely essential. Know your skills. Practice with people as to what your skills will be or are. Be passionate. You must be passionate about, sorry, I went ahead, your value to the employee. You must be passionate about what you can perform. Be dedicated. Show them that this is something that you want to do. This is a product or service that is something that you need to do. And then if you looked at that video of Megan, competition. Who is your competition? Why should you be selected? Why should your product be selected as opposed to the competition? These are thoughts that you must think through in advance and practice them before you go into the presentation. Then going on, who is your audience? Your presentation is different for different audiences. You can have the same facts, but if you're presenting to a potential employer, it's a different presentation to presenting to an investor that you want to fund the manufacture of your product, or to a person that you're trying to sell your product or service to. Every presentation is different, and you need to customize your presentation to that particular audience. You must brainstorm your pitch before you go ahead and do it. How do you do that? You build your pitch presentation. I have found that post-it notes are invaluable because you can only have so many thoughts in your mind at one stage, and you start writing your thoughts on post-it notes, put it on a board, and look at all of your thoughts, and then pick the most important ones, the most pressing ones that you're going to use in your pitch. And those are the ones that you remember, those are the ones that you follow and deal with. Then if you're going to do an investment, if you're looking for an investment, the question is, what is the cost? How much is going to start up for your invention to cost you to build it? How much are you going to need in working capital to start developing it and to sell it? And then look at your revenue projections. How much revenue will you make out of that presentation? How much revenue will you make? How much income will you receive? What is your, if you're going to job again, what is your salary going to be? How do you negotiate your salary? And how do you know what the reasonable salary is for that particular job? And then finally, you're looking at your communication skills. It is efficient, effective, and compelling. Those are just different words, but they have the same thing as the concise, confident, and how you present yourself. Those are important aspects of how you deal with your practice, your presentation. Are there any questions, any thoughts that you may have? What are you inventing today? Who here has got a product or service that you think you want to sell? Nobody. Whose rocket is going to go 30 yards? Why?
Because we did research.
Because you?
We did research.
What type of research did you do?
Which fins would work the best? How many numbers of wings should we use? Why did a cone? Why does building a cone on top help?
Mm-hmm.
What angle should we put it at?
So all of that research resulted in you getting, how far did you get?
Pretty far.
Pretty far.
I didn't count, but yeah.
Okay. Who has any other comments on what research you did and how you developed that rocket? No. Who has an idea of some product that's going to make my life better? Anybody? I am sure there's someone amongst you who can think of an idea that's going to make my life better. If you go into that fab lab, you go into that manufacturing lab, there are 3D printers. Someone thought about 3D printers. Someone thought about the efficacy of a 3D printer. You have to think about these ideas. Steve Jobs thought about the smartphone. That's what he invented. What is it that you can think of that can make life easier? Nothing? Yeah. Sorry?
Hoverboards that float.
Hoverboards that float.
So we won't need cars. So you won't need cars.
Okay. Okay. Good. Great. So, hovercraft for individuals. Who else has got an idea? How would you pitch that hovercraft? Any ideas? How would you recommend he pitch that hovercraft? The future is now. What does that mean? Invest in technology. Okay, but what does that mean in practical terms? How are you going to use that? Okay. You are going to go through an Inventathon process. You are looking at your rocket building and how to make it fly better. You're going to do the research and you're going to handle all of those aspects of it. At some stage, the skills you learnt from this process that you're going through the next few days or next few hours, whatever, is going to count and you're going to use it in your future. So think about it and think about how you're going to express that to a potential investor, to a potential person who wants to buy your idea or buy your product. That's what makes you an entrepreneur. That's what's going to make you. That's what's going to differentiate you from your competitors. Okay? Thank you very much, and wish you well in your rocket building.
We do want to thank you, but you already have a lot of HCC stuff. So we were going to give you an HCC bag as a token of our appreciation. So do you mind just bringing me the blue bag, please? And we'll also like to just take a quick photo with you and the student group. So Lauren, can we get it organized again? So we'll take maybe 5 minutes to get all this situated, and let me get a quick photo. Do you mind helping me take a photo?